Hi everybody, my name's Ronnie. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get this daytime glam, ideal for baby showers, bridal showers, just daytime glam. So let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to be going in and priming my eye with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm using the shade Tan Sand, and I'm just blending it in with my Morphe blender. This is my way of priming my eyes during the daytime when I know I'm not going to be doing a lot to be sweating, just to give a base. Now I'm going in with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I'm just taking the pale orange shade and I'm buffing it into my crease. This is a must when my skin color, I feel that it just makes all my eyeshadow pop. It's the best transition shade. And I'm just using the Sigma E35 brush. It's my favorite blending brush for the overall crease. And don't mind me, I'm talking to my fiance in the back. Now I'm going in with the Morphe M412 brush, and I'm taking the Baby Puke shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm placing that in the outer corners of my eyes and blending it inside. This shade is just to create a little bit of depth into the crease, so I'm not really concerned for the color necessarily pop because it will get covered up. You deepen it to your liking. Now I'm going in with a Kylie Burgundy palette, which is also my favorite. I'm going in with a middle shade called Burgundy on the G13 brush, the Morphe G13 brush I believe it is. And I'm just placing it into the outer corners of my eye and bringing it in, kind of creating a halo effect. I'm using this shade to pretty much map out my eyes and create the eye shape that I want. I'm being very careful with this shade because it is a very bright shade, so I'm taking as little product as I can, and as you can see, the color payoff is really good because I'm barely tapping my brush into the palette. And you can make this shade as dark as you want, as light as you want. I feel like this look is very adaptable to your liking, so do you. So I'm going back in with that Sigma E35 brush, and I'm just using it to blend in the edges, just so we don't have any harsh lines, and there's no additional product on it. Now I'm just going in with a dense shader brush. Any shader brush will do, and I'm going in back into the Kylie palette, and I'm mixing brick and almond, and I'm placing it on the outer kind of lower portion of my eye. So this was kind of a fail because it didn't give me as much depth and dimension as I wanted. So I'm just kind of going with it. I feel like it's just covering up my pretty pink. So I'm blending that out with the M139 brush from Morphe, and I don't feel that shadow did anything, so you guys could totally skip that section. So now I'm going back in with that Gunmetal collection, the G13 brush, and I'm actually going in with the Lunar Beauty palette in the shade Snatched. and I'm placing that in the outer corners of my eyes and just kind of bringing it in. I'm just creating that depth and trying to give my eye a cat eye effect. Now, the shade Snatched in the palette definitely looks red, but when you put it onto the eye, it is definitely like a kind of like a darker shade of pink. So I'm excited to see how that shade actually looks on its own, maybe in a future video. Now I'm going in with my favorite part, the Stila Glitter and Glow shadows. I'm using the rose gold. These are absolutely amazing. They are perfect for glitter on the go. You can use this to kind of cut your crease, which is what I'm doing at this moment. I'm just creating that eye shape that I'm going for. And usually with my lid shadow, I do like to bring it down a little bit lower in the inner corners, just so it elongates my eyes, because I do have little peanut eyes. Now I'm going in with the brush that comes with the Lunar Beauty palette, and I'm just using the stiffer, flatter end, and I'm blending the outer edge out a little bit so there's not like a harsh line of just glitter and then matte. And none of these shadows really had any fallout, but I'm cleaning off that glitter that fell on my face while I was blending it. That's the only time that I feel like this glitter falls, is if you sit there and manipulate it. Now I'm going in with the Tarteist gel eyeliner, and I'm using the brush that it comes with. Usually I really like this liner, but I feel that using it on top of the glitter and trying to make it this thin was probably not the best idea, because it wasn't coming out as dark as I wanted, and it wasn't being placed on my eye as smooth as I wanted. So if I could change this section, I would definitely be using like a Maybelline gel eyeliner or the MAC gel liner, or just a liquid, and which you could totally do. And for this look, I'm creating a soft wing and like a thin liner, just to give my eye a little bit of dimension, because we are going to be going in with the falsies. But you can create whatever kind of wing you want with this look. This is one thing I like about this look, is it's so adaptable. You can do the same thing, with any colors, with any type of wing. It just looks good on everybody. It's just a matter of getting to know your eye shape. Now I'm going in with my eyeliner from Maybelline. It's the Master Graphic eyeshadow, and this liquid eyeliner, I'm telling you guys, is thebomb.com. It is a staple. Like, I probably have like 5 of these roaming around my house. It has it's an angled felt tip, and it's so dark. It makes creating a wing so easy. I usually do use this on a day-to-day, but if I'm going for a more staple look where I need my eyeshadow to last fully all day, do falsies and everything, I like to put the liquid liner over my gel. Now I'm going in with just a mascara. I believe this one was like the Sigma mascara, just to coat my lashes before falsies. And I'm going in with the Blinking Beauty design number 4 mink lashes. They're absolutely my favorite, and I used House of Blue lashes to put them on. So with the lashes on now, I'm just going back in with that Maybelline liquid eyeliner, and I am just covering up the missing parts of my liner. I'm just trying to cover up my band as much as I can. I made my eyeliner super thin in this look, but looking back at the pictures and looking at the footage, I do feel that I could have went thicker and it would have been fine. But for the event I was going for, I just wanted a really simple look just to kind of give myself some oomph. We're moving on with face now. And I just sprayed my face with the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. And I'm going in with my foundations, the Dior Forever foundation, which is my absolute favorite, and the new NARS, I believe it's called Natural Radiant foundation. I'm not sure, but I pretty much take those two and I mix it together, make a little concoction, and I put it on my face. And the Dior foundation, I'm using the shade 045. So I know this looks crazy. I get it. I know it looks like I'm putting on such a lighter shade, but the Dior foundation does oxidize, and the NARS, I have noticed, does oxidize as well. Since this is a daytime look, I am going for an exact match of my face. Not to say that I don't usually go for an exact match. It's just when I go out throughout the day or throughout the night, I go for a darker foundation because I highlight so much to even out my face. But since this is a daytime event, I want it to match perfectly. So I'm going with a shade that I know it's going to come together, guys. I promise. And I'm going in with the Morphe E34 brush first. I just feel like going in with a brush, it gives you a little bit more of a full coverage. And I believe I mixed the Farcelli Rose Gold Elixir in here as well. So for that extra dewy effect. I'm going back in with my Morphe blender. This is a must to make your foundation just melt into your skin. Just kind of go over it. It's just damp. There's no product on it, and I just kind of go over it, especially in the areas where I tend to get oily. And now I'm highlighting and concealing with my favorite concealer, The Naked Skin Weightless Concealer in the shade Medium Dark Warm. I'm placing it on, everywhere you want to create highlight. We already know this. So I messed up here as well. Usually if I want a more highlighted effect under my eye, I blend out my under eye last so it kind of dries, but I just forgot, so we're just going to go with it. I love this concealer. This concealer is probably my all-time favorite. I love Tarte Shape Tape concealer too, but it's just a little too drying. I feel like I have to use an oil or something underneath all the time to make sure that it doesn't take up or crease up under my eye. So to add a little bit more of a highlight, I am going in with the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. I do this since it is a little drying, I feel like this just helps create that highlighted effect. And I don't have to put it right underneath my eye where I'm just paranoid about drying out my under eyes and getting wrinkles. I'm just paranoid about that. So I'm going in with the same shade I put on my eye as a primer, the Tan Sand. And now I'm going in with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I have been using this under my eye to set my concealer for about a few months now, actually. I usually use the Sasha Buttercup powder. It just goes well with my skin, but I've been doing this recently, and oh my god, I just absolutely love. I feel like I've fallen in love with the more highlighted under eye lately, whereas before I was more into the monotone, everything blends in, but I just love having my under eye just stand out. So I'm just placing this everywhere I put concealer on. This is just absolutely amazing. It's such a finely milled powder, and it's not drying at all. I just love it. Now I'm going in with my baby, the Lancome Absolute powder, and it's in the shade Absolute Almond. Now, this shade doesn't have a radiance. in it like the other Absolute powders do. It's weird because their shade range changes their formula as well. It's really weird. I actually got this powder hoping that it would be kind of like a radiance boosting powder, but it's not. But I do still love it. It just creates an airbrush effect. You don't need a lot. I literally just took a little bit and just placed it all over my face instead of my foundation. Now I'm just taking my makeup wipe to take off the foundation on my lips. I'm putting in a lip balm so they don't dry out. So I did my eyebrows off camera because I feel like everybody does their eyebrows differently. It's not that great. So this is one of my favorite parts of my makeup routine is putting on MAC Give Me Sun. This is when you're going to see everything come together as far as the color of my face and my body. This product on our skin tone just gives us such an amazing glow, like such an amazing glow. I use this under as kind of like a bronzer base. Almost, I put it kind of more on the higher parts of my cheekbone, kind of where the blush would go, but I put it underneath the bronzer. So now I'm going in with the Naked contour palette, I believe. It's the palette that came out with the cream shades and the cream and the powder shades. And I'm going in with a lighter brown shade, and I'm just placing it on the outer portions of my cheeks. The outer portion, and I'm just blending it in, and I'm using my Sigma powder blush brush in the F10 brush. And the key to my contouring is to make it like as, I feel like as subtle as possible. I use the powder and I just blend upwards. I just think that that gives you a more higher cheekbone, and that's what we're trying to establish with our contour. Now I'm going in with that same lighter shade with just a fluffy blending brush. I believe that one's from Sigma. And I'm just contouring my nose ever so slightly, not too harsh. I've just recently started contouring my nose and I'm really liking it. I don't think I've fully mastered it yet, but this is how I've been doing it. And I'm just putting on my eyebrow glue, as I call it, the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Now I'm going back in with that shade from Lunar Beauty, and I'm using the Lunar Beauty brush, this stiffer end. I'm taking Snatch and I'm putting it on my under eye. Now you can use any shade, and for this part, any one of the pink shades we used. I just was really intrigued, honestly, by this color Snatch that looks red in the palette and comes off as that pink. Um, I actually really, really do like that pink. I mean, I'm not mad about it. It's really pretty. So I'm actually just blending the under eye out with my MAC Give Me Sun. This is what I do because when I don't want a really harsh smoky under eye, just something to give my under eye some color. I just feel like it's the best way to keep everything kind of on the more natural look. Natural. So this is another one of my mess ups. So usually the highlighting shade in this palette is actually really good. I do stand by it. I really like it. But for this look, I think it was a little too golden. It wasn't what I was going for. So I'm just placing this on, I think I'm using like a Sephora shader brush, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So I decided to go in with my MAC Global Glow highlighter. This highlighter is my favorite highlighter of all times. I also like Champagne Pop, of course, and I also like the Kylie Cosmetics highlighter in Fiji. It's absolutely amazing, but for this look, I decided to go with the Global Bloom because it just gives you a natural glow as opposed to a stripe beanie glow. So I'm taking my highlighter brush, the Morphe 438 brush, and I am spraying some Morphe setting spray on my brush to just kind of give my highlight a little bit more of a oomph. And I like to bring my highlighter kind of on the apples of my cheek as well. I don't like it to have like a harsh starting point and ending point. So, and I also like, this is crazy, but I also like to highlight the inner part of my eyebrow. As crazy as that sounds, it's just, I feel like it gives me life. I'm going back in with just any mascara. This is the Sigma mascara. I've been using it a lot on my under eyes. It actually works great. And I'm just putting that, just coating my lower lashes. And just a spritz of the Dewy Skin Mist on the outer edges and the Morphe setting spray on the inside. And there you have it, guys. I ended up putting on some liner on the lower lash line just because it created more of a gap. And that is it. If you liked my video, please subscribe. I promise to have at least one video up every week. I'm really excited to start this journey with everybody, so let me know how I can improve. I know there's a lot of room to grow, but let me know. Bye, guys.